बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला रसूलिल्लाह व अला आलिहि व सहाबिहि व बाद। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। रब्बना ज़िदना इल्मा। Alhamdulillah, we are back with the second session of our review, and Alhamdulillah, we have been reviewing ism and its properties, and we did with kalima its three types, and we did about the types of marifa. And one thing I want to uh, tell you that whenever I used to make notes when I started my Arabic language studies, I used to make the flowcharts or the pictorial representation of all the things that I learned or that I noted while attending a lecture of my any of my ustads, and I used to draw the flowcharts for um, the types like, and this thing I have applied in my all the lectures. And as you can see, every time when I want to explain something, I have already made a flowchart for that, because this is my personal experience that I do feel that um, when we draw something, or when we convert our knowledge or information in a pictorial way, or in the charts and in the graphs or something like this in the columns or anything, it is easy for us to memorize those things. And it really had helped me in my journey of studying Arabic language, or any even in my study when I used to go to universities. I used to make flowcharts and drawings and these charts like these, and it was very easy for me to remember all the terms and everything that I learned in my lectures and in my notes, whether they are from the teacher or in from the book. So you can see that I have always instead of making the list, I have I have provided you with the charts and these um, figures. See, so it will be easy for you to we can imagine a map in our minds, that what we are learning, how we have separated or divided all the parts like this chart. You can see here all the breakdown of the isim and its four characters. It is, I think this is my experience, that it's very easy for it was very easy for me to memorize, and I did the same thing for you as well, because I think instead of making a list, if I draw something like this to teach you, it will be easy for me and for you as well to learn quickly. See, there's these four characters and these types. So whenever you go to this type of picture, it will be easy for you to recall that information. And it's very, when the map is in your head, it is very easy to recall, because I think the list, all the list or any kind of obviously the list is important as well, but when there is a pictorial information in your head, it is very easy to memorize, and it is very easy to recall as well. So this is the pictorial information about the isim and its four characteristics and their types. So let's go on. Let's move on with the next topic. We already did with this mulmunada and all this marfa nouns, and now yes, we were about to begin. We are now about to begin al jins, muzakkar or monas. So as we all know that the gender is divided into muzakkar or muannas, the masculine and the feminine gender. Alhamdulillah. So all nouns includes every category we have discussed, like adjective, pronouns, and everything that we learned so far about nouns have gender. Okay, so and assumed words are by default masculine, just like I told you when that all the nouns have a default status, and what is that? That status is the marfu state. Okay, all the nouns have double dhammas or a single dhamma when they have no reason for being the nasab or the jar, so they are in their default state, and that is the state of rafa, the marfu state. Just like that, if there is no reason for a word to be monas, it will be a masculine gender, because by default all the nouns are masculine. Okay, unless they have a sign of femininity, and or we have already done the signs of femininity, and there the most familiar or the most popular are the words which ends with the ta marbuta, this close ta, just like this jannatun. This is ending with the ta, and you can see here the dhamma. This is the default state uh, of a noun ending in this alif mamduda, all the words ending with alif mamduda, and feminine by meaning, if it is a feminine word by natural gender, and there are more. And there is one more, that alif maksura, I forgot to mention it here. The words ending in alif maksura and in alif mamduda, both. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so again, masculine genders are easy to recognize because if they don't have any sign of femininity, they are masculine. Okay, so but monas, the feminine gender has two types. First one is, we learned that it is monas hakiki, and the second is monas ghair hakiki, right? So the feminine gender is of two types, and see this. Instead of making a list, I put this in a form of a chart. So it is a picture. So this pictorial representation is very easy to memorize, and it's very easy to keep this in our heads. So the next time when we are someone asks you how many types we have in our feminine gender, then you can recall this picture and you can easily tell that there are two types, monas hakiki and monas ghair hakiki. So just remember these charts, these pictures, and keep them and memorize them in your heads, right? Okay, so Alhamdulillah, it has two types. Monas Hakiki, let's revise what we learned so far about Monas Hakiki. Monas Hakiki is the real feminine or feminine by nature. Nouns, feminine by meaning, even if they do not conform to the feminine form, if we do not see any visual sign or optical sign, but by meaning or by just knowing them, we know that this word is a feminine word, just like this. Ummun, mother, bintun, daughter, and ukhtun is sister. Sorry, here I forgot to, there is a typo. I will correct it, inshallah, when I'll share this PowerPoint with you, inshallah. So these are in the default state of the marfu state. See there, the double dhammas. And why double dhammas? Because it is right now they are nakira, because there is no al here, right? So we are revising all the other informations that we have been given, these are the nakira, how to recognize a nakira noun and a marfa noun. See here, there is no sign of marfa noun. We have learned 7 signs that a noun can be a marfa noun. It doesn't have any of the 7 signs, so this is a nakira noun, because nakira noun means we have a noun which ends with the tanween, right? Okay, so this is about monas hakiki. Now, monas ghair hakiki. Okay, so monas ghair hakiki again has two types, right? We learned about monas, it has two types, monas hakiki and monas ghair hakiki. Then we revise that we learn about monas hakiki. Now monas ghair hakiki is again two types, monas alamati and monas samai. So what are they? Monas alamati, we learned this as the name shows that alama means a sign. So feminine with visual signs or optical signs. We when you see them, you know it right away that this word is a monas alamati. And so what are these alamas? See this ta marbuta. Okay, this alif maksura and alif mamduda. Okay, so ta marbuta, words ending in the ta marbuta, they are all feminine nouns. Okay, but then yeah, you can see this Muslimatun, Fatima, Muallima, Taliba, they are all ending with ta marbuta. So they are Mona Salamati. What about this word, Fatima? What is this word? See this? It has two signs. It is a monas hakiki as well, and it can be considered as monas alamati as well because it has a alama as well, this tamabuta, and it is a real feminine as well. This is the name of a girl, Fatima. Okay, so it has two. It has two signs of uh, femininity. One, the real feminine, and the monas alamati as well. The next word is alif maksur. Next letter is alif maksura. Alama is alif maksura. And when a word ends with alif maksura, it is a feminine noun. Husna and Sughra. The examples are there, and there are more as well. This is again the Alif Mamduda, Sahra and Zahra. Okay, the words that ends with the Alif Mamduda are considered as feminine. Alhamdulillah. Okay, exceptions, as I told you, every rule in Arabic language has exception, and there might be other words and phrases you can say. So, with every rule, you find an exception, and you have to uh, uh, prepare for them. Okay, so that you are going to see many exceptions in Arabic language and its rules. So, the exceptions are Isa, Musa, Talha, Hamza, and more. See this? These words are typical real masculine words. These are the names of a male person, the masculines, but they have the visual signs of the like a monas alamati signs here, like this one, alif, maksura, and the ta marbuta. But see, these words are real masculine words. We cannot say that these are the feminine words because these are the names of the male persons, Isa, Musa, Talha, and Hamza. So the exceptions do exist in every rule. Alhamdulillah. For Alif Mamduda and Alif Maksura, the words must have three letters before them to be called a feminine. Remember this important rule. Okay, remember this important rule. It is very important when we are going to begin our advanced Arabic, because this rule is very important when we are going to do the Arab, the advanced Arab, because it will be very important that you should remember this point, inshallah ta'ala. So whenever you see an alif mamdood and alif maksura, you have to apply one more rule to find out if it is feminine word or not. How you can find out that? With each alif maksura and mamduda, you will see if it has three letters before it, then you can then you can say that this word is a feminine word. Otherwise, you cannot say that this word is a feminine word. Like for example, you see this is the word here is sughra, and it is a feminine since it has three letters before alif maksura, but word huda and ma are masculine since there is less than three letters before alif maksura. Okay. um, Okay. I have to pause the recording because it's the Asr time here. I'll be back, inshallah, in 5 minutes. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We'll begin in 5 minutes, inshallah. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So, where were we? Okay, so we were studying about revising about the Monas Alamati, and I told you all the alamat that we learned so far for the a monas to be and a monas in the category of monas alamati. So what are those alamat? Ta marbuta, alif maksura, and alif mamduda. And as I told you about the exceptions, there are exceptions in with every rule. So here the first exception was these type of words which are the pure real masculine words, the names of the male persons, but they have the signs of the feminine words like this alif maksura and ta marbuta. So remember this. And the other rule was that for if the word is ending with alif mamduda or maksura, it should have 3 letters before it to be considered as a feminine word, like sohra and this Sehra, you can count this Swad, Ha, and Ra. There are 3 letters. Za, Ha, and Ra, there are 3 letters. So they are considered as Ha, Sin, and Noon. There are 3 letters, so they are considered feminine. But see here, Ma, it has only 1 letter, and Huda, it has only 2 letters, so they will not be considered as feminine words, even if they are ending with Alif Mamduda and Alif Maksura. They will not be considered feminine words. And here again, the exceptions again, like here it was Isa and Musa. Again, there is Isa and Musa, feminine masculine words, even though they have the signs, but they are real masculine words, as I already mentioned. Alhamdulillah. So we are done with Monas Alamati. Okay. So now we'll go to the next slide, and that is Monas Samai. Inshallah. Now see, look at this list again. So what is this monosymy feminine as heard from the Arabs? So there are we know that because we are learning the language of the ancient Arabs, the Lisanul Arab, and we have to follow their rules, even if we don't want to, even if we don't like them, but we have to follow those rules. So there are many words in Arabic language. There are only few mentioned here. Okay, because as we progress, as we have command in Arabic language, as we'll be familiar with the dictionaries, Arabic dictionaries, with more words when we will be learning, so the list will be this list will grow, and it will be added with more words. But for now, um, as I told you, because we are learning the language of the Arabs, so we have to follow their rules as well. So, what are the rules? There are many words which don't have any rule, but we have to follow them because we have heard them from the Arabs, and that's why it is called the feminine monas samai, the feminines that as heard from the Arabs. As we heard them, we say them. So these are the words which, even if they don't follow any rule that we have just learned, the alamat and the exceptions and everything, these words are considered as feminine because we have heard them from Arabs and we are following Lisan al Arab, so we have to consider them as feminine words. So, first of all, number one is the names of the winds. So Rihun, Sarsarun, Badun, they are all names of the wind. So Rihun is the wind only, Sarsarun is the cold wind, and Badun is again the wind. These three words are all used for wind, and they are considered as monas. And which monas? Monas Samai. Alhamdulillah. Okay, the next one. Okay, the next one is the names of the wines. Okay, so it has again two words, khamrun, tila'un. Khamrun, tila'un. Again, this is the word for the wines and they are considered as monas samai, as heard from the Arabs. Number three is the names of the fire. Okay, they are also considered as it is the element of the nature and it is considered as feminine as well. And we have three words for fire right now: narun, jahimun, and jahannamu. We have these three words for fire and they are considered as monas samai as well. Okay, so the fourth one is the parts of the body in pairs. All the body parts which are in pair, we will consider them as feminine words. Like yadun, hand, we have two hands, so it will be considered as feminine. Ainun, eyes, uzunun, ears, rijlun, the legs. It is not, remember that this is not rajul. Rajul means they see this. How important the i'rab are, how important the dhamma, fatha, and kasra are in Arabic. Just a single kasra or single fatha or a single dhamma can change the whole meaning. See this, the same word, the same letters, ra, jim, and lam, but because of this kasra, the whole meaning is changed. With the zabar, it is rajul, means a man, and with the kasra, it is rijul, and that means a leg. Qadamun is foot. Okay, so all these body parts which are in pair, they are considered as monas samai because we have heard them from Arabs, the ancient Arabs. Number five is the names of the several cities and countries and tribes, and that includes Makkah, Misru, Rumu, and Pakistan. Okay, these all are considered as Mona Samai, and because we have heard them from Arabs. So, and this it includes all the names of the country. These are just examples, right? So these are all types of examples, and there are more in this list, more elements of nature and other things which are included in this list. And there is the list of some other words. Sama means sky, earth, shams, sun, harb is war, falak fulk is ship, and sikinu is knife, and darun is house. Okay, so there is another word, bait, for house as well, but that word is considered as the masculine word. But the this word dar is also used for house, but this is a feminine word. And don't get confused because we have to follow the rules of ancient Arabs, and they call this word and they consider this word as feminine word, right? And all the Arabic alphabet, the huruf al-hijja and more to this list are all considered as monas samai. Alhamdulillah. One important word I must tell you that I forgot to mention here is the word as-sirat. Sirat, like Sirat Mustaqim. We always read it in when we are offering our prayers in Surah Fatiha. So it has there are two words for path in Arabic. One is almost three words: Sabil, Sabilun, Tariqun, and Siratun. These three words. So Sirat word is a masculine word, but Sabil and Tariq are considered the feminine words, and that is Monas Samai because we have heard them as it is from the Arabs, the ancient Arabs. Alhamdulillah. So there are three words for path: Sabil, Tariq, and Sirat. And Sabil and Tariq are considered feminine and Sirat is considered as masculine word. Alhamdulillah. And we are going to do uh, a test, or we will be doing a practice for how to find a feminine word, inshallah, soon. So this is the flowchart. This is the pictorial representation of al-jins that we just learned. So it will be easy for you to memorize how they are categorized. Al-jins is divided into two parts, two types: monas, the muzakkar and monas, the masculine and the feminine gender. Alhamdulillah. Again, monas is divided into two parts, two main parts: monas hakiki and monas ghair hakiki. Monas hakiki and monas ghair hakiki again, monas ghair hakiki is again divided into two parts: monas alamati and monas samai. Alhamdulillah. And we just learn that what are these genders, right? Alhamdulillah. So we are done with this. So now we have um, uh, just reviewed Atari, the Marifa and Nakira nouns, and we are done with Al-Jins, the Muzakkar and Monas form. Okay, so I think I should stop the recording here, and we will start with the new recording for the new topic, inshallah. Barakumullahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.